I hope I don't regret this because I know once you puncture this leather material, it's completely over. Like, you're stuck with that. Hello, I'm Larry and welcome to Sew Vlogs. Today we'll be doing a little bit of housekeeping with Viola. You guys name your sewing machines, right? That's not weird. Anyways, this is the cover she came with, but it's not going to be the cover she stays with. Today we'll be making her a new one out of this quilted pleather. This is pleather. Out of this quilted pleather material I've been hoarding all winter. I know I have plans for it, but this project only takes about a yard, so I'm not worried about that. And we also have some trims and some ribbons because I'm just a girl, you know. Here are some of my ideas from my Pinterest scroll. We're going for neutral, classy, cutesy. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Anyways, let's go cut. So we need 15 by, I think it's 15 by 12 by 6. Now we just need to do the same thing for the lining. Now the first thing we're going to do for the outer shell is to pin all the corners together. Okay, now that we have all the sides pinned, we're just going to sew them all down. It'll create a box effect. Okay, before we sew this up, actually, I do want some pockets on the side, so we're going to go ahead and figure those out first. I think all I'm going to do is just fold down the top like this and add some of this ribbon because why not? So I'm just going to take some clips, fold it about 1 centimeter down, and we're just going to top stitch across the top. I just realized I didn't thread my sewing machine. I'm just going to use white thread because I'm too lazy to go look for this tan situation. Okay, so that's what it looks sewn. I actually had to attach paper towel to this just to get it sewn right because for some reason it wasn't gliding under the sewing machine foot. But that's fine. We're just gonna rip away the paper towel and it'll be okay. See? Now I'm going to cut some of this trim and just sew it on top of the pocket where I just sewed. Pin it just like this. I think it looks pretty cute. I hope I don't regret this because I know once you puncture this leather material, it's completely over. Like, you're stuck with that. But we're going to sew this down, just top stitching like we did a second ago. And I'm going to try to stay on top of the lines that are already on there just to make it not that noticeable. Okay, so we have it sewn down. I think it looks pretty cute. Yeah. Hopefully we sewed it. Yeah. I feel like they sell those things you put down over your bottom of your sewing machine, but I don't know what it's called. So now we're just going to attach this onto the side panel. I'm going to fold over the bottom and I'm going to pin it about 1 inch away from the edge of the side panel because I do think I'm going to have to cut off some of the excess at the bottom when I'm done. So we've sewn up the bottom. We don't need to worry about this part because no one will ever see this. So now we can go ahead and sandwich this in with the rest of the pieces. So now that we have this situation going on, we are going to sew up all the side seams until we get that boxy rectangle-like shape. And I'm gonna do a 1/2 centimeter or maybe 1 centimeter away from the edge. The last thing I want is this being too tight on my sewing machine. I should have sewed from the bottom actually. So now that we have our corners sewn up, we're going to attach it to the top portion. So we're going to go ahead and pin this piece to the rest of it. I'm going to be sewing one side at a time just to not overwhelm myself with maneuvering. So we're going to start with the long side and then work our way around. And I'm going to try to remember to back stitch on this. I'm sewing about 1/2 inch into it also, just because I know I have a lot of excess. I literally forgot to attach the handle that's supposed to be at the top of this, and I already sewed down the longer sides. So I think what I'm gonna do is just make some sort of situation to tuck into the sides. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We have a longer piece, so I'm just going to fold it in half, and hopefully I'll be able to turn this over. It's a bit chunky and I like that, so let's attach this. Okay, so it's pinned. That's how it looks inside. Hopefully it stays like that. Now it's time for the moment of truth. Okay, so we have our box. It's kind of not being as sturdy as I thought it would be. She's still cute, don't get me wrong. But yeah, let's work on the lining and finish this project up. I'm also thinking pearl accessories all pinned up. I don't know what inspired me to make the lining literally the opposite of what I'm stitching with, but no one's gonna see it, so I'm not changing the thread. Lining's all done. The satiny side will be the one that's on the inside. It's kind of bougie now I think about it. Okay, so she fits. So now we're just going to add this to the outer shell and then sew up the bottom. I do want to add some trim at the bottom as well to attach the lining and make sure it doesn't keep sagging in when I put the cover on. I'm going to just stitch along the seams I have and just attach them both together. Okay, so as you can see, it's double stitching right there. The line is connected to the outer shell, so now I'm ready to turn it over and it shouldn't flop in the middle. Yeah. So now we're going to just line up the corners and get ready to close the hem up. So I found some pink bias tape. We can work with this. Pink will always go with a neutral, you know? Now we have the pink bias tape attached. It's time to add some more frill and we will be done with the basis construction for this, and then it'll be time to accessorize. Okay, so I found some more lace. Look how pretty this is. I mean, you can hardly see the pink trim, but it's okay. So we are now done with the sewing machine portion of this. She's quite adorable. We are going to stitch this down in the middle. But yeah, the frills are just too cute. And did I use an excess amount of lace trim? Yes. We won't discuss it. So now it's time to accessorize. I'm thinking bows on the pockets and the sides. But I don't know if I want pink or white. So I'm just going to tie a few bows. I think I'm going to put this sheer one on the side. Okay, so to finish this all off, I'm going to be adding this pearl necklace. I love it. Don't really wear it as much as I should. It's pretty short around my neck and I do love a longer pearl dangle. So we're just gonna add it to the cover to accessorize because I don't know. I feel like accessorizing anything and everything is just me. Just gonna clip it to the top. I'll definitely say without the bells and whistles that I added that this is definitely a great beginner project or a weekend project if you want to just take the sewing machine out. It won't be a montage, but it is going to be a montage because this is too cute not to be dramatic about. But yeah, let's see if this fits because I will be really upset if it doesn't. Just slide over like that and